You cannot take for granted our nation's democratic and economic success. So it was quite a rude awakening for me when I was termed as Puteri Reformasi, but I took it very thankfully and gracefully due to the support given to me by the members of the party. At the time, it was really reflective of the trust placed onto me by the supporters. So you kind of can only be appreciative, although it seemed something that was not really based on my desire or want. I believe that it symbolizes a larger expectation and a degree of holistic reforms. So when we talk about princes of reforms, right, Puteri Reformasi, but the reform bit is what I am so passionate about, because it has led me to the other issues, whether it's the true measurement of poverty, the importance of eradicating inequality or reducing it, because it will help in building a more stable Malaysia. So it starts with that Puteri Reformasi tag that was placed onto me, but it ended up with a much more holistic and much more meaningful agenda for reform to future-proof Malaysia. So I like that it's like something that you can take, and from a seed it grew to an important plant that colored my life over the past 20 years. So I feel, of course, the 20 years have been a trial by fire because I've had to learn and do things that I never could have imagined in a million years. But it's been really enriching, because when you are challenged, then you try to learn along the way, evolve along the way, up to the point where we suffered not just many setbacks, many electoral setbacks, but also some wins that culminated in the sense that you needed a movement such as Ayuh Malaysia, because I think it's time for politicians to be more reflective of what we can do, and we need to do this with a spirit of togetherness with the people instead of separated from them. So I think one key lesson that my mother or my parents taught me is the importance of living based on a moral compass. You see, you fight injustice, and for her and for us as a family is beyond the plight of a husband or father, now predicated on innocence, so he's being wrongfully attacked. More importantly is the abuse of the institutions. So you talk about a political enemy, but the judiciary was manipulated. The media was controlled. The police force was used in this process. So if you live in a democracy, I think more than just that plight of a husband, you see the instruments of democracy, of power being abused. And that's a problem, because we always said it could perhaps be done to a person like Anwar Ibrahim, but by extension, it can be done to everybody else. And that's why it had to stop. So pragmatically, rationally, it just seemed like the thing to do, fight back. And I think that's why when you are clear with your moral compass, you just continue day in, day out. You count your blessings, but you also remain appreciative of people's support, of the fact that you cannot take for granted our nation's democratic and economic success.